Graham. Representative Crockett, before we proceed, I want clarification. You've built a reputation on loud speeches and viral moments. But today isn't social media. This is the United States Senate. So tell me, do you actually understand the constitutional standards you keep lecturing people about? Crockett. Senator Graham, I don't lecture. I quote, "And yes, I understand the Constitution well enough not to weaponize it selectively, something you might want to try sometime." Graham. Oh, so we are starting like that today? Fine. Let's talk facts. You've publicly accused members of this body of abusing power. Are you prepared to defend those accusations under oath? Crockett. Absolutely. I came prepared. Did you? Graham. Representative, this committee is about oversight. Not theatrics. Not clickbait. Not whatever performance you've prepared. Crockett. Performance? Senator, I didn't come here to perform. I came here because the American people deserve someone who won't fold just because a senior senator raises his voice. Graham. Leans back, smirking. Oh, trust me, I'm not raising my voice. Yet. Crockett. And I'm not backing down. Ever. Graham. Let's begin with your statement last week. You claimed certain officials were undermining the democratic framework. Do you stand by that? Crockett. Word for word. Because when lawmakers twist the Constitution to fit their politics instead of the other way around, that is undermining democracy. Graham. You talking about me? Crockett. If the shoe fits, Senator, just hope it's not too tight. Graham. Smiles stiffly. Cute. But I asked you a yes or no question. Crockett. And I answered with context. Something this committee could use more of. Murmurs ripple through the room. Graham. Let's move on. You seem to enjoy suggesting senior lawmakers act in bad faith. Are you implying illegality? Crockett. Illegality. I didn't say that. But you brought it up awfully fast. Graham. I'm asking because your statements walk a very thin line. Crockett. And your actions jump right over it. Graham. Representative. Do you even know who you're talking to? Crockett. A man who underestimated the wrong woman today. Graham. Smirk fades. Let the record reflect her attitude. Crockett. Let it reflect yours too. I want history to see both sides clearly. Graham. All right, enough backtalk. You're not going to hijack this hearing. Crockett. I don't have to hijack anything. Your own questions are undoing you. Graham. Fine. Let's test your knowledge since you claim to be such an expert. What clause gives Congress authority to regulate executive action? Crockett. The necessary and proper clause, Article 1, Section 8. Should I continue, or do you want to Google the rest? Audience. Ooze softly. Graham. Lucky guess. Crockett. Senator, you don't guess constitutional law. You study it. Try it sometime. Graham. You're awfully bold for a freshman. Crockett. I'm bold because the people I represent don't have the luxury of being quiet. Graham. Oh, please. Spare us the dramatics. Crockett. You want me quiet because the truth is loud. Graham. You think you're intimidating me? Crockett. Intimidating you? Senator, I didn't come here to intimidate. I came here to expose. Several members shift uncomfortably. Graham. Expose what exactly? Crockett. The double standards. The selective outrage. The way you lecture others on integrity while ignoring your own record. Graham. My record? Careful. You're stepping on thin ice. Crockett. Thin ice. Senator, you've been skating on it for years. I'm just calling out the cracks. Graham. I'm warning you. Crockett. And I'm informing you. That's the difference. Graham. You're crossing a line. Crockett. I'm drawing one. Cameras zoom in. Reporters lean forward. Graham. You accuse senior officials of abusing constitutional authority, without proof. Crockett. Proof. Senator, I've watched you defend violations when it benefits your party, then condemn the exact same actions when it doesn't. That is my proof. Graham. You have no idea what you're talking about. Crockett. I have every idea. You're just uncomfortable hearing it out loud. Graham. Representative Crockett, let me remind you, I've been in this chamber longer than you've been in politics. Crockett. Exactly. Which means you should have learned accountability by now. Graham. Accountability? Coming from you. Crockett. Yes. Coming from me. Because unlike you, I don't bend my principles based on who's in power. Graham. Name one time. Crockett. One. Senator, I could name 20 before lunch. Graham. Then do it. Crockett. I'd be happy to, but we only have a few hours today, and I don't want to overwhelm you. Room. Soft laughter. Graham. Oh, so you think this is funny? Crockett. No. I think it's tragic that integrity is treated like entertainment now. Graham. You're trying to embarrass me. Crockett. You're doing that on your own. Graham's jaw tightens. Graham. Let's talk about your evidence. You made a claim that several decisions made by this committee were unconstitutional. Explain that. Crockett. Gladly. You bypassed procedural review, ignored statutory limits, and cited precedent that doesn't exist. Graham. Show me where. Crockett. Page 14, subsection 3 of the committee's own rulebook. Graham. You brought the rulebook? Crockett. I brought 3 copies. One for me, one for you, and one for anyone else pretending they forgot the rules today. Graham. You think you're clever. Crockett. No. I'm prepared. And preparation looks like arrogance to the unprepared. Graham. Loses patience. Are you done? Crockett. Not even close. Graham. Representative Crockett, you are out of line. Crockett. No, Senator. I'm in the exact line the Constitution drew. Graham. You think you're the only one who cares about the Constitution? Crockett. No. I think I might be the only one in this room who actually read it this morning. Gasps from the room. Graham. That's it. I've had enough. Crockett. Funny. The American people have been saying that about Congress for years. Graham. You're disrespectful. Crockett. I'm truthful. And sometimes those feel the same to the wrong people. Graham. You're making a mockery of this hearing. Crockett. This hearing was a mockery before I walked in. I'm just providing the translation. Graham. You will not talk over me. Crockett. Then stop saying things that require correction. Graham. You are unbelievable. Crockett. And you, Senator, are finally speechless. Didn't expect that, did we? The room falls silent. Cameras lock onto Graham's face, stunned. Crockett. Senator, you keep repeating the same talking point like it's going to magically become true. It won't. So let me ask you directly. Are you accusing me of something, or are you just hoping the viewers at home can't tell the difference? Graham. Congresswoman, I don't need to accuse you. Your own words do that for me. Crockett. My words? Or the ones your staff clipped out of context for your Twitter feed? Graham. You're implying my staff would manipulate your statements? Crockett. Oh, I'm not implying anything. I'm saying it plainly. Murmurs ripple through the room. Chair. Members, let's keep the tone professional. Crockett. I am being professional. I'm simply refusing to let someone rewrite reality in real time. Graham. Reality is that the American people deserve answers. Crockett. And they also deserve honesty. So let me give them some. Senator Graham is trying to paint me as anti-law enforcement, while he spent the last 2 years defending people who attacked law enforcement on January 6th. Graham. That is not what I. Crockett. Yes or no? Did you call some of those individuals good people who got carried away? Graham. Context matters. Crockett. That's a yes. Graham. I said. Crockett. No, you don't get to rewrite this one either. The record is clear. Graham. Congresswoman, you're twisting my. Crockett. Your own words, Senator. If they sound twisted, maybe that's on you. A few staffers quietly try not to laugh. Cameras zoom in. Graham. Let me remind you that you are not the only one with a microphone. Crockett. And let me remind you that volume isn't the same thing as truth. Graham. Are you suggesting I'm lying? Crockett. I'm suggesting you're hoping the audience won't remember your greatest hits. Graham. Greatest hits? Crockett. You know. The flip-flops. The contradictions. The I support him. Wait, I don't. Wait, yes, I do again. The political gymnastics that would put Olympic athletes out of business. Graham, that's an unfair characterization. Crockett, no, Senator, it's an accurate one. And you know it. He stiffens, realizing he's losing control of the exchange. Graham, Congresswoman, we are here to discuss your comments, not my history. Crockett, oh trust me, Senator, your history is part of the problem. You can't lead a conversation about integrity when every position you take expires faster than a carton of milk. Graham, that's not even. Crockett, you tried to corner me, Senator. But you walked into the wrong corner. The room buzzes again. Graham, well, if you're finished with the monologue. Crockett, no, I'm just warming up. Graham, oh, great. Crockett, because you still haven't answered the question I asked 10 minutes ago. Graham, I answered it. Crockett, no, you danced around it. Very gracefully, by the way. But still a dance. Graham, all right, Congresswoman, what exactly do you want me to answer? Crockett, I'll repeat it slowly. Do you believe the people who stormed the Capitol were criminals? Yes or no? Graham, I believe some of them behaved criminally. Crockett, some? Graham, yes, some. Crockett, so the others? Graham, look, people make mistakes. Crockett, mistakes? Senator, forgetting your car keys is a mistake. Storming the Capitol is a felony. Crowd inside the hearing room reacts audibly. Graham, Congresswoman, this is not a courtroom. Crockett, no, it's worse. Because in a courtroom you at least have to be consistent. Several journalists type faster. Graham, I'm not going to sit here and be lectured by someone who. Crockett, by someone who refuses to let you gaslight an entire country? Congratulations, Senator. You're being held accountable. Graham, you are out of line. Crockett, and you are out of answers. Graham, that's it. I'm not engaging in this circus. Crockett, you already are. You brought the tent. I'm just supplying the truth. Even the chair tries not to react. Chair, Senator Graham, Congresswoman Crockett, please remember this is a formal hearing. Crockett, then maybe the senator should start treating it like one. Graham, maybe the Congresswoman should start showing some respect for. Crockett, respect is earned, not demanded. Graham, I've earned plenty. Crockett, then why is it always the first thing you ask for and the last thing you give? Room falls nearly silent. Graham, I'm not dignifying that with a response. Crockett, of course you're not. Because you don't have one. Graham, Congresswoman, I came here to address the issues, not to be attacked personally. Crockett, funny. Because personal attacks are usually your first move. Graham, that is absolutely not true. Crockett, then let's examine your opening statement. You questioned my credibility, my experience, and my motives. That's 3 personal attacks before we even got to policy. Graham, I was pointing out inconsistencies. Crockett, no, Senator. You were hoping to intimidate me. It didn't work. Graham, I'm not intimidating anyone. Crockett, trust me. I know the difference between intimidation and irritation. You're just irritated. Several staffers glance up. Graham, Congresswoman Crockett, you think you're scoring points, but you're proving my argument. You're emotional. Crockett, emotional? Senator, I'm fact-driven. If you interpret facts as emotions, that's not my problem. Graham, you're raising your voice. Crockett, no. I'm raising the standard. Whispers move through the room. Graham, the American people can see what's happening here. Crockett, they do. And they're finally seeing someone push back instead of backing down. Graham, you think I'm afraid of you? Crockett, I don't think you're afraid of me. I think you're afraid of the truth I'm putting on the record. Graham, that's nonsense. Crockett, really? Because every time I ask a direct question, you spin, deflect, or pretend the answer is complicated. Graham, some issues are complicated. Crockett, not this one. Were the attacks on January 6th wrong? Yes or no? Graham, I already. Crockett, no. You didn't answer. You danced again. Graham, I said some people acted criminally. Crockett, that's not the question. So let me rephrase. Do you condemn the attack, without qualifiers, without excuses, without some or but, Yes or no? Graham, I condemn criminal behavior. Crockett, that's not the question either. Graham, Congresswoman, you're trying to trap me. Crockett, no, Senator. You're trying to escape from a question every other elected official should be able to answer in one syllable. Graham, you want a headline, that's all. Crockett, then stop giving me material. A few people laugh quietly. Graham, this is ridiculous. Crockett, what's ridiculous is pretending clarity is optional. Graham, I condemn violence. Satisfied? Crockett, we are getting warmer. Graham, I condemn all political violence. Crockett, still dancing. Graham, oh for heaven's sake, fine. Yes. I condemn the attack on the Capitol. There. Crockett, thank you. Was that so hard? Graham, you're unbelievable. Crockett, and you're welcome. The chair taps the gavel lightly. Chair, all right, let's move forward. Crockett, gladly. Because we still haven't addressed the senator's claim that I disrespect law enforcement. Graham, that's based on your statements. Crockett, based on your interpretation. Which is interesting, considering you've spent years defending people who assaulted law enforcement officers. Graham, I don't defend criminals. Crockett, except when you call them good people. Graham, that was context-specific. Crockett, it was excuse-specific. Graham, you're twisting everything. Crockett, Senator, if your statements can't survive being repeated out loud, that's not my twist, that's your problem. A reporter in the back mouths wow. Graham, you want to lecture me on law enforcement? I've worked with law enforcement for decades. Crockett, and yet here you are defending the people who injured 114 of them that day. Graham, no one is defending violence. Crockett, play the clips. Roll the tapes. The evidence is everywhere. Graham, Congresswoman, you're making this hearing political. Crockett, no, Senator. I'm making it honest. Graham, well, congratulations. You've had your moment. Crockett, oh, this isn't a moment. This is accountability, something that's long overdue. Silence settles in the room. Even cameras stop shifting. Graham, you think you're winning something here. Crockett, I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to stop you from rewriting history on live television. Graham, I didn't rewrite anything. Crockett, not successfully. A staffer coughs to hide a laugh. Graham, I'm done engaging with this. Crockett, you were done when you ran out of answers, Senator. Graham, Chair, I request that my time be restored. Crockett, restore all the time you want. It won't restore the credibility you just lost. Gasps ripple across the room. Chair, order. Let's move to the next question. Chair, Senator Graham, you may proceed with your remaining questions. Graham, I have no further questions for the Congresswoman. Crockett, interesting. You had a lot of questions before they required real answers. Graham, I'm not here to engage in theatrics. Crockett, Senator, you invented theatrics. I'm just giving you competition. Graham, competition implies you're on my level. Crockett, no. It implies you're uncomfortable that I'm not below yours. A low murmur spreads across the hearing room. Graham, Congresswoman Crockett, you seem to think you can lecture senior members of this body. Crockett, Senator Graham, I lecture anyone who misleads the American public. Seniority doesn't excuse dishonesty. Graham, are you accusing me of lying? Crockett, I'm saying your statements are strategically incomplete. Graham, that's your opinion. Crockett, it's the country's opinion. I'm just saying it to your face. Graham, you're being rude. Crockett, I'm being accurate. Graham, this attitude doesn't help your cause. Crockett, my cause is transparency. And your discomfort is proof we are making progress. Graham, you're unbelievable. Crockett, you keep saying that. And yet you keep proving my point. Graham, let the record reflect that the Congresswoman is being combative. Crockett, let the record also reflect that the Senator ran out of arguments 30 minutes ago. Reporters scramble to jot that down. Graham, you want to talk about arguments? Fine. Let's talk policy. You claim to defend democracy. Crockett, I don't claim anything. I act on it. Graham, but you support investigations that divide the country. Crockett, no, Senator. I support investigations that expose corruption. If that divides the country, maybe corruption shouldn't have existed in the first place. Graham, you're turning every issue into an attack. Crockett, no, I'm turning every deflection into accountability. You're welcome. Graham, this is not how government works. Crockett, you're right. This is how honest government works. I understand that's unfamiliar territory for some. Graham visibly stiffens. Graham, that's enough. Crockett, it usually is, right around the time the truth gets uncomfortable. Graham, Congresswoman Crockett, you think you're the hero here. Crockett, I don't need to be the hero. I just refuse to be the silence. Graham, you're not winning hearts and minds. Crockett, I'm not here to win hearts. I'm here to win clarity. Graham, you're twisting democracy into a weapon. Crockett, no. I'm sharpening it so it can't be bent by politics. Graham, you keep accusing me of things without evidence. Crockett, then answer plainly when I ask simple questions. Evidence builds itself when people stop dodging. Graham, I didn't dodge anything. Crockett, Senator, you dodged so hard I thought we were at track practice. Somebody in the back snorts loudly, then pretends to cough. Graham, Chair, I must object to the personal attacks. Crockett, no personal attacks. Just personal accountability. It's new, I know. Graham, you're crossing lines. Crockett, I'm redrawing lines. Lines you blurred for years. Graham, you don't get to redefine Congress. Crockett, Congress redefines itself every election. You're just upset the voters added voices you're not used to hearing. Graham, I've worked with every kind of lawmaker. Crockett, Congress redefines itself every election. You're just upset the voters added voices you're not used to hearing. Graham, I've worked with every kind of lawmaker. Crockett, except the ones who don't fold when you raise your voice. Graham, I'm not raising my voice. Crockett, you're raising your temperature. People chuckle under their breath. Graham, I refuse to participate in this circus. Crockett, then stop clowning. Graham, I'm done. Crockett, you were done the moment you realized I wasn't intimidated. Graham, you are impossible to work with. Crockett, only for people who expected me to stay quiet. Chair, order. Both parties will refrain from further personal remarks. Crockett, then maybe the senator should refrain from provocation. Graham, I didn't provoke anything. Crockett, Senator, you walked into this hearing with assumptions, attitude, and a script you thought would end my credibility. All I did was rewrite your ending. Graham, you think this is funny? Crockett, no. I think it's historic. Chair, Congresswoman, please conclude your remarks. Crockett, gladly. Senator Graham, next time you try to corner me. Graham, don't say it. Crockett, make sure the corner isn't made of your own contradictions. The room goes silent. Crockett, thank you, Madam Chair. Before I conclude, I want to be very clear about something. This hearing is not about personalities. It's about truth, responsibility, and the willingness to face both. Graham, here we go again. Crockett, Senator, if you interrupt again, I'll assume you're volunteering for a second round. The room stiffens, waiting. Graham, proceed. Crockett, thank you. As I was saying, we are elected to serve the public, not ourselves. We are elected to speak honestly, not strategically. And we are elected to answer questions, not avoid them. Graham, I answered every question. Crockett, Senator, you answered everything except what mattered. Graham, that's your opinion. Crockett, no, that's the transcript. Chair, let the Congresswoman finish. Crockett, what we saw today is the same issue people across America see every day. Truth becoming optional, accountability becoming political, and leadership becoming performative. Graham, you're lecturing again. Crockett, and you're proving why it's necessary. Graham, you've spoken enough. Crockett, the chair said I could continue. Not you. Chair, Congresswoman Crockett may finish uninterrupted. Graham exhales sharply. Crockett, Senator Graham walked into this room believing he could corner me with rehearsed talking points and selective outrage. But democracy doesn't bend to theatrics. It bends to facts. And the facts didn't support him today. Graham, you're twisting the narrative. Crockett, Senator, the narrative twisted itself the moment you underestimated me. A ripple of surprise fills the room. Graham, you're making this personal. Crockett, it became personal when you implied my work was less legitimate than yours. Graham, I never said that. Crockett, you didn't have to. Your tone said it, your question said it, and your interruption screamed it. Graham, I'm done engaging with you. Crockett, you've been done since the first time I challenged one of your talking points. Graham, you're impossible. Crockett, no, Senator. I'm prepared. Graham, you think that's impressive? Crockett, I don't need to impress you. I need to be clear for the American people watching. Graham, you're turning this into a spectacle. Crockett, no. I'm turning it into accountability, something this chamber hasn't seen enough of. Graham, I've been in Congress for decades. Crockett, and that's exactly why this conversation is long overdue. A few heads snap up. Graham, that's disrespectful. Crockett, no, Senator. It's a reminder that tenure doesn't equal truth. Graham, you're unbelievable. Crockett, funny, that's what your staff said when I walked in today. Graham, excuse me? Crockett, they said, good luck. She doesn't back down. Graham shifts, visibly irritated. Graham, this entire hearing is out of control. Crockett, only because you lost control of the narrative. Graham, I never lost control. Crockett, Senator, you lost control the moment you realized I wasn't here to play the role you imagined for me. Graham, this is ridiculous. Crockett, what's ridiculous is thinking a woman from Texas wouldn't have her facts straight. Graham, don't put words in my mouth. Crockett, I didn't. I put your assumptions on record. Chair, order. Graham, she's attacking my integrity. Crockett, no, Senator, I'm examining it. If it were stronger, it wouldn't feel like an attack. The room goes dead silent. Graham, I have nothing further. Crockett, of course you don't. Because at the end of the day, truth doesn't negotiate. Facts don't fear questions. And I don't fear intimidation. Chair, Congresswoman, please deliver your final sentence for the record. Crockett, gladly. The next time someone tries to corner me with half-truths, I won't just answer their questions. I'll expose the ones they're afraid to ask. The room erupts, half in shock, half in applause. Graham remains silent.